How much money passes through my hands every year, and how much stays with me? Every year, money passes through our hands like water through a sieve. Some months it flows in abundance, other months it trickles. Yet regardless of how it comes, most of it leaves. The real question is not how much passes through your hands, but how much truly stays. Because money will always test your discipline before it rewards your dreams. We live in a world where people love to talk about how much they make, but almost never about how much they keep. We boast about income, about deals, about pay raises, but very few can proudly show the results of wise stewardship. Most people work hard, yet end the year with little to show for it. That is the tragedy of modern life. Everyone is busy earning, but only a few are growing. The truth is, earning money is not the same as keeping it. You can be highly skilled at generating income and still fail at managing it. That's why two people can earn the same salary, yet one ends the year in debt, while the other quietly builds wealth. Income reflects your effort, but retention reflects your discipline. And discipline, not income, is what builds freedom. Think of your finances like a river. Your income is the water flowing in, and your expenses are the water flowing out. Now, if everything that comes in goes right back out, your river never deepens. It just passes through. That's how most lives are financially busy, active, flowing, but never growing. The current is strong, but the reservoir is empty. Somewhere upstream, however, a wise person decides to build a dam. They don't let everything flow away. They store, they save, they invest. Over time, their river becomes a lake, calm, deep, powerful, and that's what you must become. The kind of person who knows how to keep what flows through your hands. Because the difference between being rich and being broke is not always in the size of your income, it's in the size of your habits. Every day, your money makes silent decisions. It either leaves you weaker or leaves you stronger. Each purchase, each transaction, it's just a small thing, is a financial seed. Some grow, some die, some never even reach the soil. Most people think they're struggling because they don't make enough. But in reality, many are struggling because they don't manage enough. The problem isn't the flow of income, it's the pattern of outflow. We live in a culture where spending is celebrated and saving is mocked. The moment you get paid, the world is waiting, advertisements, sales, offers, entertainment, and temptations. Everything around you is designed to separate you from your money. And if you don't consciously choose to keep some of it, you'll unconsciously give all of it away. The system is built to make you a consumer, not a creator. And unless you learn to control your financial flow, you'll spend your life working for what others own. Every financial year tells a story. It tells you how much you valued your comfort, your pleasure, your discipline, and your future. If you trace where your money went, you will discover what truly mattered to you, because money never lies. It's the most honest mirror of your priorities. If most of your income went to instant pleasures, that's where your life is headed: instant results, short satisfaction, and long regrets. But if your money went toward growth, learning, and investing, that's where your future will flourish. Keeping money is not an act of greed, it's an act of wisdom. It's proof that you can be trusted with more. If you cannot manage 100,000 wisely, you won't manage 1 million wisely either. That's a universal law. You don't suddenly become disciplined when you get more, you become exposed. Wealth amplifies who you already are. That's why many people who suddenly come into money, lottery winners, athletes, influencers, even some business people, lose it within a few years. Because money magnifies habits. If your habits are weak, your wealth will evaporate. If your habits are strong, your wealth will multiply. So instead of asking, how can I make more money? Start asking, how can I manage what I already have better? Because that's where true wealth begins. Every naira, dollar, or euro that passes through your hands is a test. Will you treat it as a tool or a toy? Will you make it work for you or spend it to impress others? Every time you spend to please people, you delay your progress. Every time you spend to escape boredom, you pay for your future peace. Every time you spend without thinking, you trade freedom for a fleeting feeling. The secret is simple: learn to retain before you learn to expand. If you don't know how to keep 10% of your income, you won't know what to do with 10 times your income. Saving is not about hoarding, it's about building options. The more you retain, the more choices you have. The less you retain, the fewer choices you own. And true freedom is simply the power to choose. Money doesn't stay with everyone because money obeys principles. It stays with people who respect it, record it, and redirect it. Respect means you treat it like a seed, not a toy. Recording means you track every naira that moves in your life. Redirection means you give every amount a purpose, save some, invest some, spend some wisely. You can't master what you don't measure. You can't multiply what you don't respect. At the end of each year, sit down with a pen, paper, and your bank statement. Ask yourself one honest question: where did it all go? When you start listing, you'll see patterns. You'll see how much was spent on wants disguised as needs. You'll see how much went to subscriptions you forgot you had. You'll see how much was wasted on things you don't even remember. Then you'll realize that your problem was never income, it was attention. Financial awareness is like light. Once it shines, you can't go back to darkness. When you start tracking your money, you'll think twice before letting it slip away. You'll begin to notice leaks you never saw before: those daily snacks, that unused gym membership, that frequent ride service, those small online orders that pile up into something big. And when you start closing those leaks, your life begins to transform. It's not about deprivation, it's about direction. Saving doesn't mean you stop living, it means you start living intentionally. You stop reacting and start planning. You stop being the victim of every impulse and become the designer of your own financial destiny. Because every coin you keep today is a vote for your future freedom. Think about the next 12 months. How much money will pass through your hands? Maybe 5 million, maybe 10, maybe more. The number doesn't matter as much as what you will do with it. Out of everything that will flow through your life, how much will you still have by the end of the year? How much will be working for you? How much will still belong to you? Because until you answer that, your income is just motion, not progress. The poorest people in the world are not those who make little, they are those who spend everything. And the richest people are not always those who make the most. They are those who learned how to keep, grow, and multiply what they have. Real wealth is quiet. It doesn't scream through possessions, it whispers through peace. We must all face a simple truth: wealth is built in silence, but lost in noise. The loudest lifestyles often hide the emptiest accounts. You don't need to prove your worth through spending. You prove it through discipline, consistency, and clarity. When you learn to delay gratification, you buy yourself a better tomorrow. Every time you say no to unnecessary spending, you are saying yes to a future opportunity. The goal is not to live poor while saving. The goal is to live smart while building. You can enjoy life and still be strategic. You can celebrate progress and still invest wisely. The key is balance: earning with purpose, spending with awareness, and saving with vision. Money flows in cycles. Some seasons bring abundance, others bring drought. If you keep nothing in the seasons of plenty, you'll suffer in the seasons of scarcity. Every wise person stores for winter during summer. They don't wait until the storm to start building an ark. They prepare when others are distracted. That's why preparation is the foundation of prosperity. At the end of every year, imagine standing before your own financial mirror. Ask yourself, if all my income vanished today, how long could I survive? That answer will reveal the truth about how much actually stayed with you. For most people, it's less than a month. For some, a few weeks. But for the wise, for the disciplined, for those who built their lake slowly, that number stretches to months, even years. That's freedom, not the kind that comes from a high salary, but the kind that comes from self-control. So as another year unfolds, I challenge you to think differently. Don't just work for money, make your money work for you. Don't just chase income, chase wisdom. Don't just earn, learn. Because without wisdom, money leaves. Without purpose, money flees. Without planning, money fades. And if you ever wonder where your wealth will come from, remember this: it's already passing through your hands every single day. The question is, will it stay? If this message opened your eyes and made you reflect deeply, don't let it end here. Subscribe, stay connected, and grow with me. Together, we'll learn how to make sure what passes through our hands doesn't pass us by.